So I did review these Birkenstocks, and it's the Boston Clogs version. And basically, I thought I would do a wear test on these because I've heard obviously good things about this particular shoe, sandal or clog or whatever you want to call it. And it basically was one of those ones that I wasn't kind of a fan of the comfort. So I'm one of those people that kind of likes my comfort, and this particular pair I just wasn't sure about it. And in my review I didn't wear them at the time. I wore them for a bit, but obviously didn't break them in. And now that I break them in, I thought I'd just give my thoughts on them, and just sort of recap over the mule itself. And basically the way that it is, has a sort of leather upper, which is of really good quality in my opinion. It's got this sort of snakeskin effect going onto it, as you can see, and I also like the colorway as well. And then you got the outsole, which is very sort of rugged, and you can sort of wear that pretty much outside as well, and it feels sort of quite grippy as well. And then you have the insole slash midsole, I guess what you call it, and it's all made of cork, and it's quite sort of robust in terms of its structure. It doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. And the price for these, I think they're sort of roughly around the sort of £120 mark, which is quite expensive. So I think for me it's like one of those ones where I don't know if I'd pay full price for them. I mean, I bought these basically at, I think they were around the £75-80 mark, which is, I feel, is a good price and for what you get. And so I've been sort of wearing them more around the house really, and probably maybe sort of 1 or 2 hours a day. And I haven't taken them outside, to be honest, and I probably will start to. But initially I just wanted to sort of wear them around the house and just sort of wear them in, because I was trying to sort of basically get more comfortable without having to wear them and sort of suffer, I guess. And sort of wearing them for a bit at a time sort of helped with that process. And what I will say is the way they look, I actually do like the styling, and I'm not a shoe person anyway, and if I was to wear a shoe I'd probably be more happier wearing something like this versus an actual shoe. So I will give the styling a good, and especially when you like wearing trousers, you're kind of covering over most of this side of the sneaker anyway, so your heel and most of that will probably be covered depending on what trousers you wear. But and even if you're wearing sort of smart shorts, this would go well with it. And like I said, because of the outsole being this quite sort of thick outsole, I think it's a good one to be able to wear outside. And I wouldn't say to sort of wear them in sort of wintry conditions, but during sort of, I think you can probably get away with it in the autumn time, and also obviously springtime is a good one for these, and summer would definitely make sense. And so for that reason, I think they work well as a sort of smart casual shoe. And I suppose in terms of sort of the use cases, I'd wear them mainly sort of, I suppose, in the office, that kind of thing, if I'm going to work, and sort of basically out and about if I'm wearing something slightly more of a smarter outfit. I don't think they lend themselves well to dressing in sort of streetwear, for example, in my opinion anyway. But in that respect, I'd rather sort of wear foam runners or slides. So, and then in terms of I guess the comfort of wearing these, I think I still think they're not the greatest, I suppose, if I compare them to, say, a Yeezy Slide. So like, this is my pair of Yeezy Slide, this is a DS version, but if I was to sort of look at both of these and sort of have these on the shoe shelf to wear, in all honesty, I'll still be sort of picking this at the moment. And the reason why is just sort of soft and comfort and sort of easy to wear, especially around the house. This is perfect. And I probably, in all honesty, I haven't worn Yeezy Slides outside, apart from being on a plane, for example, or at an airport. But going back to the comfort on these, so I started wearing them, and initially they felt like I remember when I was younger, especially as a kid, I was having an issue with my arch collapsing, and they recommended to have orthopedic insoles, and I think they were made out of cork as well, and that basically sorted a lot of my arch issues out. And this is not to say it's an orthopedic shoe, and I wouldn't recommend that. I'd probably still sort of say go and see a podiatrist, for example, or a chiropractor. And in that respect, I think, however, this would help, I suppose. Well, it has helped me with regards to, I suppose, making my foot kind of mold to the shape of this particular insole. And for that reason, I think it worked pretty well. And it basically meant that, I was feeling a little bit of pain and a little bit of tension around sort of the arch area here, and also around the heel area. And that kind of then starts to sort of subside the more you kind of wear them. And as you can sort of see, it's not like this is dirt, by the way, because I usually wear socks. It's more the fact that it's just the imprint of the cork, and the more you sort of wear them, the more that kind of sort of toughens up and molds to your foot, which is kind of what this is doing. And as soon as it started molding more to my foot, after about, I say, about 2 weeks of wearing them, they felt a lot more sort of comfortable. But when I say comfortable, it's more like, I can wear them without having issues. I don't know if I'd be able to wear them all day without sort of experiencing a bit of pain. But at the same time, they kind of do sort of settle in a lot more. And it's not like they're going to feel sort of soft on foot, because they're not. And I think for me, it's still on the firm side. And there's not, as you can probably see, there's not really much give to this. It's very sort of firm. And the only bit of give is probably around here in this heel area. And that's probably just the material itself. I don't think they've done anything intentional there. So in that respect, I think, it's not going to be anything too sort of on the comfortable side. And it just depends on what you like wearing. I think for me, I tend to sort of have different pairs of shoes and trainers that I kind of swap out and wear depending on what comfort level they are. And it's sometimes a good thing to have different levels of comfort on your foot, because that way your foot doesn't get used to wearing sort of soft trainers all the time. And I think sometimes you need like the more firmer side to basically allow your sort of foot muscles, or anyway your foot sole muscles, to work. And what I also like about these is they're quite sort of contoured. You probably can't see in there, but basically you got the little toes area that's sort of contoured, and same for the heel area as well, and in the arch, and it just gives you that extra bit of support. It's kind of similar to how Yeezy slides are, so you can see in there it's sort of contoured on your sort of toe area, and same for the heel. So this is kind of giving you the same effect really. And also like the adjustability, I had to adjust them a little bit to basically, because I have a wide foot, so I think the lace loop was in the second one, and I've moved it down to third, just to kind of give me an extra bit of sort of width really. But apart from that, I think true to size did work for me, so I did actually go true to size on these, and they work perfectly. So one thing that's good about Birkenstocks. So all in all, I think in terms of my sort of final thoughts, I think the durability of these I think is really good, because as you can sort of see, even though I've been wearing around the house, and say in the kitchen and in the bathroom and things like that, they haven't kind of worn out at all really. They don't show any wear and tear. It's just a little bit of dirt, and basically the only thing that's obviously worn in a bit is obviously the insole, but that's bound to happen. And basically I think these will sort of last for ages, and I have sort of heard that you can replace the outsole quite easily as well, and to get someone to do that for you, any kind of sort of shoemaker to do that. And so overall I think it's a nice sneaker. It still hasn't sort of won me over, but I do appreciate it a bit more than I suppose I did before when I reviewed it. But I don't think I've changed my review in any way. I think that still stands. But I think if you give it time, these do feel more comfortable on foot, but I wouldn't say it's majorly so that it's almost like an epiphany moment where you kind of go, this shoe feels amazing. It's still at the end of the day a firm mule at the end of the day, so it's going to give you a certain level of comfort. But like I said, there's use cases for this, and it's mainly I'd like to sort of have them to wear around the office, for example, and I'll probably switch between this and my Fear of God slip-ons.